When you think of a.lange Söhne, you think of the Lange 1, right? This watch has become an icon of modern precision watchmaking, and this year, believe it or not, the Lange 1 turns 30. So to celebrate, we've flown to the centre of German fine watchmaking, Glashütte, a small town in the German state of Saxony, a town that a.lange Söhne calls home. So before we get to the Lange 1, I thought we should take a trip down memory lane and explore how a.lange Söhne got to where it is today. The story of a.lange Söhne takes us back to 1845, when Ferdinand Adolf Lange founded the brand in Glashütte. Lange had spent about a decade training under the best, and now that he'd opened his own manufacture, he wanted the best, investing heavily in not only the latest and greatest technology and machinery, but also in the training and development of his 15 apprentices. a.lange & C, as the company was known at the time, grew to become one of the most respected manufacturers in the world. And when the brand was taken over by Lange's two sons, Richard and Emil, hence the now a.lange Söhne name, it expanded and thrived. The brand's success wasn't to last, however. As a.lange Söhne moved into the new century, it would unfortunately find itself wrapped up in 2 world wars. This time was terrible for business, with the state of the economy meaning demand for its precise luxury timepieces shrank. In 1945, during a Soviet air raid, the manufacture was bombed, and after the war, the Lange family's luck wouldn't go on to improve, as the family were then expropriated. These events would cause a.lange Söhne to disappear from the world of fine watchmaking. That was until over 40 years later, when in 1990, Walter Lange, great-grandson of Ferdinand Adolf Lange, sought to bring his family legacy of producing precise luxury timepieces back to life. Fast forward to today, and the brand is back where it was in its 1800s heydays, with a reputation for producing some of the best watches in the world, with watches like the Triple Split and those in the Handwerkskunst collection, showing the brand's passion and devotion to innovation, precision, and its craftsmanship. If you'd like to see any of those incredible watches, we've shown them on the channel before, but today we're here for the Lange-est Lange of them all, the Lange 1. When you think of a.lange Söhne, you picture the Lange 1. The watch was introduced in 1994 as part of the brand's first New Era collection. With its unorthodox aesthetic, the Lange 1 stood out from the crowd and was a fresh breath of air into the world of watchmaking. Nobody was making watches like it, and it would set a precedent for what a.lange Söhne would go on to produce in the years to come. The design of the Lange 1 really is something special, and this year the watch celebrates its 30th birthday. The iconic dial manages to pack in a lot without looking cluttered. The intersecting dials, outsized date and power reserve all work together within symmetry's rule of thirds, with the Gothic typeface mirroring each element of the dial to create the Lange 1's oh so appealing asymmetrical look. Whether it's the regular 38.5mm Lange 1 or the slightly larger 41mm Grand Lange 1 featured here, the case is constructed from precious metal, features a pusher at 10 o'clock to control the date, and is meticulously crafted with contrasting satin and brushed finishes and stepped lugs that are processed separately before being soldered to the case and finished a second time. Something you'll notice about the Lange 1 family of watches is that even when a.lange Söhne does what it does best and adds complication, the design language of the Lange 1 hardly changes. The layout of the dial remains largely the same, and the brand tries where possible to incorporate complications into existing elements. Like, for example, a moon phase added into the off-center small seconds display, or the power reserve indicator converted into a pointer for the day of the week in a perpetual calendar. And now it's to everyone's favourite bit, a round back. You can get lost in an a.lange Söhne movement, with many even going as far as to call them hypnotic. Glancing down at the back of a Lange 1 reveals the brand's signature 3/4 plate, made of German silver, that's been decorated with Glashütte striping, a hand-engraved balance cock, and finishing details like the satin-finished wheels, finely polished and thermally blued screws, perlage on both sides of the base plate, and almost a dozen gold chatons. All of these things I've mentioned up to now about the Lange 1 go a long way to show off the level of detail, precision, and craftsmanship this watch boasts. But just in case you still weren't convinced, we've compiled some footage of a.lange Söhne bringing a Lange 1 to life. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the second and final assembly of the caliber L121.1. If you'd like to see more of this content, then please let us know in the comments below, and thank you for watching. And if you'd like to support the channel, please visit Watchfinder at the link in our description. Goodbye.